For many years, our world has faced a great challenge. The air around us, the very atmosphere that gives us life, has been changing. We have filled it with a gas called carbon dioxide, or CO2. This gas comes from our factories, our cars, and the way we make power. For a long time, China was a major source of this gas. Its factories worked day and night to make things for the world. This work helped many people find jobs and escape poverty. But it came at a price. The skies in many cities turned gray, and the air was not clean. This was not just a problem for China, it was a problem for the whole planet. The Earth is like a single, large home that we all share. The air moves across oceans and continents, connecting us all. The extra CO2 in the atmosphere acts like a blanket, trapping heat and making our world warmer. This change affects our weather, our oceans, and the delicate balance of nature. The world watched as China's economy grew, but it also worried about the growing pollution. It was clear that something had to change. A new path was needed, one that could support people while also protecting the natural world. The story of what happened next is a story of remarkable transformation, a journey of 40 years. It is a story that begins with a simple, powerful idea. What if we could take the carbon out of the air? What if we could turn this problem into a solution? China began to ask these important questions. The country realized that its rapid growth could not continue on the same path. It needed to find a way to grow that was kinder to the planet. This was the start of a long and difficult journey. It required new ways of thinking, new technologies, and a commitment from millions of people. It was a promise to heal the land and the sky, not just for today, but for all the generations to come. This journey shows us that change is possible, even when the problem seems very large. It is a story of human ingenuity and our deep connection to the natural world. Over 40 years, China began a quiet revolution. It was not a revolution of machines and noise, but one of trees, science, and new ideas. It was a revolution aimed at restoring balance to our atmosphere. This journey would eventually lead to incredible discoveries. It would show the world how carbon, the element we once saw only as waste, could become a building block for a cleaner and brighter future for all life on Earth. The first step in this grand journey was beautifully simple: planting trees. Trees are nature's own masters of carbon. Through a wonderful process called photosynthesis, they breathe in carbon dioxide from the air. They use sunlight for energy, and they turn the carbon into their own wood, leaves, and roots. In return, they give us the very oxygen we need to breathe. China understood the immense power of forests. It decided to begin one of the largest ecological projects in human history. The plan was to plant billions of trees, creating vast new forests that would stretch across the country like a great green wall. This was not an easy task. It required careful planning and the hard work of countless people. Many of the areas chosen for these new forests were dry and difficult. Some were even deserts that were slowly growing larger. People from all walks of life, from farmers to city dwellers, joined the effort. They worked together to plant saplings in the ground, one by one. Over many years, these small trees began to grow. They grew taller and stronger, their roots holding the soil in place. Slowly but surely, the landscape began to change from brown to green. These new forests started their silent work, cleaning the air. The scale of this project is truly breathtaking. These national forest programs created the world's largest artificial carbon sinks. A carbon sink is a natural place that absorbs more carbon than it releases. The new forests acted like giant sponges, soaking up CO2 from the atmosphere day after day. This effort was not just about planting trees in empty spaces. It was about creating entire ecosystems. Animals and birds began to return to these new green areas. The forests brought life back to the land, creating a richer and more diverse natural world for everyone to enjoy. It was a powerful demonstration of how we can work with nature to heal our planet. this great green wall became a symbol of hope. It showed that we can actively repair the damage we have caused. By planting trees, China was not just fighting pollution, it was investing in the future. Each tree was a small promise, a commitment to a healthier world. These forests are a living legacy. They will continue to grow for many decades, pulling more and more carbon from the sky. They stand as a quiet, powerful reminder of what we can achieve when we work together with a shared purpose. They are a testament to the idea that even the biggest problems can be solved with patience and dedication. China's efforts to restore nature went far beyond just planting forests. The country also looked at other damaged lands, such as areas where deserts were spreading and rivers were polluted. For many years, desertification was a serious problem. Strong winds would blow sand from the deserts into farming areas and even cities. This made it difficult to grow food and made the air unhealthy. To fight this, China began programs to control the spread of deserts. This involved planting special grasses and shrubs whose roots could hold the sand in place. It was another way of using nature to heal nature. These projects helped to turn dusty, barren lands back into living landscapes. By stopping the sand from moving, the soil could slowly recover. Over time, these areas became healthier and could support more plant life. This in turn helped to absorb more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The work also involved restoring watersheds, which are the areas of land that collect water for rivers and lakes. Cleaner rivers meant healthier ecosystems. Healthy wetlands and riverbanks can store large amounts of carbon in their soil and plants. It was a holistic approach, understanding that everything in nature is connected. This work created important social and economic benefits for local communities. As the land became healthier, it became more productive. This allowed for new types of farming and other activities that could support people's livelihoods. For example, some restored areas became suitable for growing certain crops or for ecotourism. This showed that protecting the environment and improving people's lives can go hand in hand. The effort to heal the land was also an effort to build stronger, more resilient communities. People learned new skills and found new ways to live in harmony with their surroundings. The lessons learned from these large-scale restoration projects are now being shared with the world. In December 2024, China partnered with the World Bank to launch a new global center. This center is dedicated to sharing China's experience in restoring ecosystems. It aims to help other countries that are facing similar challenges, like desertification and land degradation. By sharing this knowledge, China is helping to build a global movement for ecological restoration. It is a powerful example of how one nation's journey can inspire and support positive change across the entire planet. So, what was the result of these 4 decades of dedicated work? The numbers are truly astonishing. Through planting forests, healing damaged lands, and using new technologies, China achieved something remarkable. On average, every single year, these efforts removed about 400 million tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. To understand this number, imagine the weight of millions of cars. That is how much CO2 was being captured and stored away each year. This is what we can call the atmospheric harvest. Instead of harvesting crops from the soil, China was harvesting excess carbon from the sky. This massive carbon removal has had a significant impact. It has helped to slow down the rate at which our planet is warming. By creating the world's largest man-made carbon sinks, China has helped to narrow the global carbon gap. This gap is the difference between the amount of CO2 we release into the atmosphere and the amount that nature can absorb. Every ton of carbon that is removed helps to make this gap smaller. It is a crucial step in our collective effort to bring our planet's climate back into balance. This achievement shows that large-scale action can lead to real, measurable results. This success did not happen overnight. It was the result of consistent, long-term policy and investment. For 40 years, the country stayed focused on its goal. It shows the importance of patience and persistence when dealing with complex environmental challenges. The journey also involved constant learning and adaptation. New scientific knowledge and better technologies were used to improve the effectiveness of these programs over time. This sustained effort is a model for how other nations can plan and execute their own long-term climate strategies. It proves that with a clear vision, even the most ambitious environmental goals are within our reach. The atmospheric harvest is more than just a scientific achievement, it is a source of inspiration. It tells us that we are not helpless in the face of climate change. We have the power to actively manage our planet's carbon cycle. By working with nature and using our intelligence, we can clean our air and restore our ecosystems. China's 40-year journey demonstrates that a nation can shift from being a major source of pollution to a leader in carbon management. It is a powerful message of hope and a call to action for the entire world. The story of this harvest is still being written, as new technologies promise even greater possibilities. The story of China's carbon revolution does not end with trees and soil. Actually, it takes an amazing turn into the world of advanced science. Researchers began to ask a bold new question. Once we capture carbon dioxide, what can we do with it? Can we turn it into something useful? The answer, it turns out, is a resounding yes. Scientists in China have developed a groundbreaking technology that can transform captured CO2 into food. This process sounds like something from a science fiction story, but it is very real. It offers a glimpse into a future where we can create nutrition directly from the air around us. The process, developed by brilliant minds at places like the Tianjin Institute of Industrial Biotechnology, uses electricity and special microbes. In a first step, a system uses electricity to convert carbon dioxide into a simple substance called acetate. You might know acetate as the main component of vinegar. In a second step, this acetate is fed to a specific type of bacteria. These tiny living organisms consume the acetate and grow very quickly. The result is a biomass that is incredibly rich in protein. This single-cell protein, or SCP, is of very high quality. It is a new, sustainable source of food. The results of this technology are truly impressive. The protein that is produced has a concentration of 74%. This is much higher than many of our traditional protein sources, such as soybeans or even fish. The protein is also rich in essential amino acids, making it very nutritious. It can be used as high-quality feed for animals, reducing the need to grow crops like soy, which often requires large amounts of land and water. In the future, this protein could even be adapted for human consumption. It is a revolutionary way to produce food with a very small environmental footprint. This amazing innovation changes everything. It means that carbon dioxide is no longer just a waste product. It is a resource, a raw material for making essential things we need to live. Imagine factories that, instead of releasing pollution, capture CO2 and turn it into protein. This could help us feed a growing global population without putting more strain on our planet's precious land and water resources. It is a perfect example of a circular economy where nothing is wasted. This scientific magic, turning air into food, shows us a new path forward, a path where technology and nature work together in perfect harmony. The incredible potential of using carbon dioxide as a resource is not limited to our planet. It is also helping humanity reach for the stars. On board the Tiangong space station, which orbits high above the Earth, Chinese astronauts are using a similar kind of technology for a very important purpose. Survival. Life in space is challenging. Every bit of air, water, and food must be carefully managed. For long journeys, such as a mission to Mars or the Moon, it would be impossible to carry enough supplies from Earth. Astronauts need a way to create what they need during their mission. This is where artificial photosynthesis comes in. It is a process that mimics what plants do here on Earth. The system on the Tiangong space station takes the carbon dioxide that the astronauts breathe out and combines it with water. Using electricity, it transforms these simple ingredients into two vital things: fresh, breathable oxygen and organic compounds that can be used to grow food. This creates a closed-loop life support system. It means that the resources on the spacecraft can be continuously recycled and reused. Nothing is wasted, and the crew can sustain themselves for much longer periods. This technology is absolutely essential for the future of space exploration. A trip to Mars, for example, could take many months or even years. A system that can reliably produce oxygen and food from waste products makes such a mission possible. It reduces the weight and complexity of the spacecraft, as it doesn't need to carry giant tanks of oxygen or huge stores of food. The work being done on the Tiangong space station is a crucial test of these systems. It proves that the concept works in the real environment of space, paving the way for more ambitious journeys into our solar system. The developments in space have a powerful connection to the efforts back on Earth. Both are about seeing carbon not as a problem, but as a valuable building block. Whether it is creating protein in a lab or producing oxygen on a space station, the principle is the same. We are learning to harness the fundamental elements of life in new and ingenious ways. The challenges of space travel are forcing us to become much smarter about how we use our resources. The lessons we learn in space can inspire new solutions for living more sustainably on our own beautiful planet. Of course, capturing carbon is only one part of the solution. The other crucial part is to stop releasing so much of it in the first place. This means changing the way we produce energy. For a long time, the world has relied on burning fossil fuels like coal and oil for its power. This is a major source of carbon dioxide emissions. China recognized that to truly solve the carbon problem, it had to embrace clean energy. Over the past decade, it has made an astonishing investment in renewable power sources like wind and solar. The country has become a global leader in the transition to a clean energy future. The numbers behind this transition are staggering. In 2024 alone, China invested over $800 billion in its energy transition. That is more than 1/3 of the entire world's investment. The country is building new wind and solar farms at an incredible speed. By the middle of 2025, its total capacity for wind and solar power had reached a massive 1,673 gigawatts. To put that in perspective, that is enough energy to power hundreds of millions of homes. As a result, in the first half of 2025, nearly 40% of all electricity in China came from renewable sources. This is a monumental shift for such a large economy. China is not just building standard solar farms, it is also innovating with new and exciting projects. For example, the country is planning to build the world's largest floating solar power network. These are solar panels that float on the surface of lakes and reservoirs. This is a clever idea because it does not use up valuable land that could be used for farming or housing. It also has the added benefit of reducing water evaporation from the reservoirs. This kind of creative thinking shows a deep commitment to finding the best possible solutions for a sustainable energy system. This massive push into clean energy is having a real effect on emissions. In 2025, China's total greenhouse gas emissions began to stabilize. The country also made a historic commitment. For the first time, it promised an absolute reduction in its emissions. The new goal is to reduce its net greenhouse gas emissions by 7 to 10% from their peak level by the year 2035. This is a critical step. It signals that the country's emissions will not just level off, but will start to decline. This commitment, powered by the explosive growth of clean energy, is a vital contribution to the global fight against climate change. The combination of capturing carbon and switching to clean energy is creating something entirely new, a carbon-based resource economy. This is a revolutionary idea. Instead of an economy that produces carbon as waste, this is an economy that uses carbon as a valuable input. We have already seen how it can be turned into food, but the possibilities are much broader. Captured carbon dioxide can be used to create a wide range of products, from fuels and plastics to building materials. It is the beginning of a new industrial era, one that is both productive and sustainable. China is at the forefront of this new economy. The country has become the world's factory for clean technology. Today, it manufactures over 80% of the world's solar panels. 60% of its wind turbines, and 75% of the batteries that power electric vehicles. In 2024, a remarkable 70% of all electric vehicles sold globally were made in China. These industries, known as the New Three, are not just good for the environment, they are also powerful engines of economic growth. In 2024, they generated over $1 trillion for the Chinese economy. This economic transformation is creating new jobs and new opportunities. It shows that there does not have to be a choice between a healthy economy and a healthy planet. In fact, it suggests that the most successful economies of the future will be the greenest ones. By investing in clean technology and carbon utilization, China is positioning itself as a leader in the 21st century global economy. This provides a powerful incentive for other countries to follow a similar path. It makes the business case for climate action clearer than ever before. This new economy also helps to explain an important detail about China's emissions. Because China manufactures so many goods for the rest of the world, its territorial emissions, the emissions produced inside its borders, are quite high. However, its consumption-based emissions, which account for the goods its own people use, are about 10% lower. This shows how China has taken on the role of the world's workshop. By making this workshop cleaner and more sustainable, it is helping to reduce the carbon footprint of the entire world. The rise of this new green economy is one of the most hopeful developments of our time. The 40-year journey of China from being the world's largest polluter to a leader in carbon management holds profound lessons for all of humanity. It is a story that began with a monumental challenge, the heavy environmental cost of rapid industrialization. But it has evolved into a story of hope, ingenuity, and transformation. It demonstrates that with long-term vision, sustained investment, and a willingness to innovate, it is possible to change course. It shows us that we can grow our economies and lift people out of poverty while healing our relationship with the natural world. The most important lesson from this journey is a fundamental shift in perspective. For decades, we have viewed carbon dioxide as a problem, a waste product to be disposed of. China's story teaches us to see it differently. As a resource, a raw material, an opportunity. The idea of an atmospheric harvest, of turning captured carbon dioxide into food, oxygen, and other valuable products, is a game changer. It transforms the challenge of climate change into a catalyst for a new circular economy. It opens up a future where human industry can work in harmony with the planet's natural cycles. This journey is not over. China continues to push the boundaries of what is possible, with its massive investments in renewable energy and its pioneering research into carbon utilization. But the path it has forged offers a roadmap for the rest of the world. By sharing its experiences in ecosystem restoration and clean technology, China is helping to empower a global response to our shared climate challenge. It shows us that nations can work together, learn from each other, and collectively build a more sustainable future. The challenge is great, but our capacity for creativity and cooperation is greater still. Ultimately, this is a story about balance. It is about restoring the delicate balance of our planet's atmosphere. It is about finding a new balance between economic progress and ecological health. And it is about rediscovering our balance with nature, recognizing that we are not separate from it, but a part of it. The Earth is a single, interconnected system, and our future depends on its well-being. China's remarkable carbon revolution is a powerful and inspiring chapter in our human story, reminding us that we have the wisdom and the ability to create a thriving future for all life on this magnificent planet.